Say it, tell me.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Welcome everyone to the meeting tonight. Roll call, Diane.
Mr. Douglas?
Here.
Mr. Barber?
Here.
Mr. Bruno is excused. Mr. Irwin?
Here.
Mr. McDonald?
Here.
Mr.
I got one ready for free.
Mr. Tatro?
Here.
Our water and sewer superintendent. Mr. Farrell, our highway superintendent. Ms. Barber, our confidential secretary to the board. Lloyd Provost, our deputy highway superintendent. Our attorney, Mr. Farrell.
Diane Miller, town clerk, tax collector. John Ryan. Yes. Okay, so I need a motion and a second to approve the minutes, the public hearing actually of October 25th.
Make it.
Jim Douglas,
Second.
Rick Barber. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Diane, like always. Good. Now I need a motion and a second to approve the November 8th regular meeting minutes.
I'll make it.
Rick Barber,
Second.
Douglas. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Good. And now the last one. I need a motion to approve the special meeting of the 15th.
Make it.
Jim Douglas,
Second.
second by Rick. All in favor?
Aye.
We can all say aye because we're disapproving what you guys did that day. Not that we were there. Not there. Oh, I was there by Zoom, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right.
As long as he
Actually, I
reads
was.
them. As long as he reads them.
Yeah, as long as you, exactly. Okay. So that's all good. Number 6, discussion or resolution. Or number 5, I'm sorry.
Mike, you're on here, hon? Or
What's that?
Or were you thinking you were signing in?
I signed?
No, I did. I did.
Well, no, Mike Farrell's on here too.
I think
Or-
he thought he was.
I was signing in,
Yeah. Okay, so John Ryan, Care Act monies.
Yeah, I guess, we were supposed to get some money from the COVID monies, 300 and some thousand, or have we heard any more on that?
We got that.
We got the first half, the second half of the same amount will be coming in June or July of
Yeah.
2023.
How much did it total in the end?
700, we've said it.
700?
700, 7,000 total, but 300 something this time. In June, July, we get the other 300 something. Can't give you the exact number. We've announced it a couple of times now. But we can have Cam give it to you after.
You have.
Yeah.
Have you decided what to use it for?
Right now, we're seeing about applying it towards the water stuff that we got coming up. Yeah. That's what we're seeing, if that we can apply it, which we know we can, we just gotta. Wastewater. AES is looking at it, the wastewater. It's easier, John, to do one thing than a bunch of things, because everything, you got tons of paperwork. So that's what we're looking at right now.
Okay, if you could give me the exact figure, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, we'll give it to you, yeah. We've got it a couple of meetings ago too, but after Cam gets done, we'll give you exact numbers. Anything else?
729,000.
I think it's total 729 and some change. But we get half of it now, and we get half in June, July. Anything else? Okay, if not, we're moving on. Number 6. I need a motion second for resolution accepting the resignation of Keith Dew from the Highway Department.
Question, is it a resignation or retirement?
Retirement. It's retirement, more or less.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I'll make that motion.
No.
Designation as a retirement.
So
No, it's made the motion,
I'll second that.
second by Rick. And the resolution, who wants this one? Is there one in here?
Sorry.
I got resolution accepting the resignation of Keith Q from the Town of Peru Highway Department effective January 17th, 2022. Whereas the Peru Town Highway Superintendent has recommended the town board accept the resignation of Keith Q offered November 15th, 2021 and effective January 17th, 2022. Therefore, be it resolved, the Peru Town Board agrees with the recommendation of the Town of Peru Highway Superintendent to accept the resignation and retirement of Keith Q and thanks him for his past service to the Town of Peru. This resignation will be effective January 17th, 2022, and be it resolved that this resolution shall take effect immediately.
And we will put in there, it's a retirement resignation letter
Yeah.
for retirement.
Yeah, and his last working day is the 16th. First official day
January
of
16th.
retirement is the 7th.
17th is.
Yeah, and actually starting tomorrow, he's using his time off. That'll take him right to retirement.
Okay,
Mr. Barber?
yes.
Mr. Bruno?
Not here.
Excused. Mr. Douglas?
Yes.
Mr. Irwin?
Yes.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes. Just like any employee that's been with us for a long time, or, you know, been with the town, obviously wishing the best in retirement.
Enjoy retirement.
Yep. Okay, number 7, we got a motion and a second for a resolution to accept a temporary hire at MEO, Jason Burrow. I need a motion and a second for that.
I'll make it. Second.
Rick made the motion, Jim Douglas second.
A resolution authorizing the hiring of Jason Burrow as a temporary MEO 1 until January 17th, 2022, at which time he will become full-time MEO 1. Whereas the town board has agreed that a new temporary full-time MEO 1 is necessary for the effective operation of the Peru Town Highway Department following the recommendation of Peru Highway Superintendent Michael Farrell. This temporary position has been approved by the Clinton County Civil Service Department. Be it resolved that Jason Burrow be hired as a temporary full-time MEO 1 for the town of Peru Highway at an hourly rate of pay to be $19.75 with a start date of November 23rd, 2021. The Peru Town Board hereby authorizes the hiring of Jason Burrow as a temporary MEO 1 until January 17th, 2022, at which time he will become full-time MEO 1, and be it resolved that this resolution shall take effect immediately.
Mr. Barber?
Question. What's he got for a license? Can he,
Got a Class A, he actually comes from the town of Clinton. He's got 13 years of plowing snow there.
so he can tow?
He can plow, pull a trailer, he can do it. The only thing we gotta do is show him the run.
Okay,
Fully qualified.
He's all trained, so.
perfect.
He originally was gonna go to the town of Plattsburgh, but the guy, that was going there has decided to work the winter and then possibly next, so, when I heard he was available and all trained, we jumped on it, because we're in a pickle right now.
Okay,
Yep.
Rick Barber?
yes.
Mr. Barber?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Mr. Bruno is excused. Mr. Douglas?
Yes.
Mr. Irwin?
Yes.
And Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
I think Rick said
And as we
yes.
all know, we're lucky to get
I'm
it.
sorry?
I said, I think Rick said yes.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
Rick said yes.
Okay. Okay, number 8. Okay, number 8, need a motion and second for a resolution.
Motor equipment operator.
Motor equipment operator.
Need a motion and second.
I'll make it.
Jim Douglas?
Second.
Bill?
Gotta be in the air.
Okay, who wants this resolution?
Yes, sir. A resolution approving the Clinton County 2021 multi-jurisdictional hazard mitigation plan authorizing the supervisor to execute the same. Whereas the town of Peru, Clinton County, New York is most vulnerable to natural and human-made hazards, which may result in loss of life and property, economic hardship, and threats to public health and safety. And whereas Section 322 of the Disaster Mitigation Act of 2000, quote, parentheses DMA 2000, requires state and local governments to develop and submit for approval to the president a mitigation plan that outlines processes for identifying the respective natural hazards, risks, and vulnerabilities. And whereas the town of Peru acknowledges the requirements of section 322 of DMA 2000 to have an approved hazard mitigation plan as a prerequisite to receiving post-disaster hazard mitigation grant program funds. And whereas the town of Peru, with the assistance from the Clinton County Planning Department and Mountain View Planning, in cooperation with other county departments, local municipal officials, and the citizens of name of Peru, has gathered information and prepared the Clinton County Pre-Disaster Multi-Jurisdictional Hazard Mitigation Plan. What a name. And whereas a public involvement process consistent with the requirements of the DMA 2000 was conducted to develop the Clinton County Hazard Mitigation Plan, and whereas the Clinton County Pre-Disaster Multi-Jurisdictional Hazard Mitigation Plan has been prepared in accordance with the Disaster Mitigation Act of 2000, and whereas the Clinton County Hazard Mitigation Plan recommends mitigation activities that will reduce loss to life and property by both natural and human-made hazards that face the county and its municipalities, now therefore be it resolved by the Peru Town Board that the Town of Peru hereby adopts the 2021 Clinton County Pre-Disaster Multi-Jurisdictional Hazard Mitigation Plan as this jurisdiction's hazard mitigation plan.
Very good.
Mr. Garber.
Yes.
Mr. Douglas.
Yeah.
Mr. Irwin.
Yes.
Mr. Nichols.
Yes.
Holy moly, that was something.
That's what the county sends us over to approve. Each town, they're asking to have that approved.
Federally mandated?
Yes.
Yes, it
Basically,
is.
you have to have a plan for your disasters before we're gonna pay you to fix the problems that happen after disasters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a simplification.
Exactly.
I mean, lawyers, most of them use a lot of words, that was.
Yeah. Okay, number 9, another, we got a lot of resolutions tonight. Resolution discussion on the, motion and a second for the Clinton County Snow and Ice Agreement.
I'll make that motion.
Mel?
Second.
Rick? A resolution approving the town's contract with Clinton County for providing snow and ice removal services and authorizing the supervisor to execute the same. Whereas the town board has the 2021-22, 2022-23, and 23-24 snow and ice seasons, Clinton County snow and ice removal contract before it. Whereas this agreement includes rates increases of 1%, 1.25%, and 1.5% over the 3-year period for regular and snow belt roads, plus a fuel adjustment based on applicable increases/decreases in the market price of diesel fuel for Clinton County. Now therefore be it resolved, said proposed agreement is approved, and the supervisor be and hereby is authorized to execute said agreement, and be it resolved that this resolution shall take effect immediately.
Mr. Garber.
Yes.
Mr. Bruno. Mr. Douglas.
Yes.
Mr. Irwin.
Yes.
Mr. Nichols.
Yes.
One quick question, Mike. Oh, I'm sorry. How much do we get a mile?
What's that?
How much do we get a mile to plow?
Comes up to 136,000 or so for the year.
Overall.
Overall.
It pays for the Petersville run, to be honest with you, and it pays for the Union Road. It pays for those 2 guys' salaries.
It's better than nothing, that 1%.
Yeah, I mean, we'd have to go all the way to Petersville with the plows up to pick up Burnt Hill, the little bit, the few hundred yards we have there, Strattville Road and Westcott, and that just wouldn't make any sense, so.
Yep.
But Mel brought up a good point with that. Will they give you an increase? It says here an increase in the price of
Yeah, so
diesel.
with fuel, yeah. Yep, that's built in. I think you'll see.
1% on the fuel as it rises.
Yeah, and I think you'll see probably, this may be the last 3-year contract. I mean, the Highway Association would like, they tend to deal with just the ones that don't question everything, and they have a smaller meeting with a smaller group. I was unavailable for this because Heath was in the hospital at the time, but I think probably the next time they'll probably ask for a 1-year deal, just because the salt is unknown, and like I said, we just did our budget, we're guessing what salt's gonna be when that comes out in April. It's like a blackout. I can certainly understand the county because they deal with 2-3 years and it's out of the way, they don't have to worry about it. Then again, the ones that are asking for the 1 year, they're probably more than likely gonna be retired, so. I'm just saying.
How many miles, Mike?
Mike,
How many miles was it?
John asked, how many miles? How many miles
many
it
miles?
counter?
30.
30, okay, thank you.
Anything else?
Thanks, Mike.
Good. Okay, move along. All right, Mike, the other one. Number 10, motion and a second approval of the ordering of the purchase of a 2023 114 SD Freightliner dump truck with plow gear.
I'll make it.
Rick Barber,
I'll second.
give it to Mel.
A resolution awarding bid to R.R. Charlie Boy and Company Incorporated for a 2023 Freightliner model number 114 SD conventional chassis tandem dump truck with a Tenco stainless steel box and plow gear. Whereas the town board has received certain bids in response to its request for same in connection with the purchase of a tandem axle dump truck for use by the town highway department. And whereas the town board, in consultation with the town highway superintendent, finds that the bid of R.R. Charlevoix and Company Incorporated for a 2023 Freightliner model number 114 SD conventional chassis tandem dump truck with a Tenco stainless steel box and plow gear was the lowest bidder and the one that most closely met the bid specifications. Whereas the ordering of this truck is included in the 2022 budget and there will be a minimum of 1 year lead time once ordered. Now therefore be resolved that the bid of R.R. Charlevoix and Company Incorporated for a 2023 Freightliner model number 114 SD conventional chassis tandem axle dump truck for $252,569.00 is hereby accepted, and the town supervisor and highway superintendent are hereby authorized to execute any further documentation necessary to facilitate and or consummate the purchase for a price not to exceed this amount, and is further resolved that this resolution shall take effect immediately.
Mr. Barber?
Yes.
Mr. Douglas?
Yes.
Mr. Irwin?
Just one question, Mike, you got a $5,000 option, you're removing the liquid?
No, we're not doing that, that's for the, that was for the brine. And the state right now, it's on the governor's desk to ban all that stuff, so I wasn't willing to take a chance and spend $50-some hundred and not be able to use it, so.
Right. I,
The plow gear, that number's probably gonna be a little less. I talked to Glenn, the plow gear, he thought it might come in, it's only gonna be a few $1,000s, a few thousand. So, you know, it may come in the 248, 250 range, so. But that is an OGS mini bid, so, state contract.
You write some of the specs and what you
Yeah.
want to it?
That's basically a copy of everything we've got right now. Same,
And this is budgeted out, not just this year, but over the years, and it won't come in until next year anyways.
yeah, it's gonna be at least a year, that's what
Not
I'm
longer.
saying, now it may be longer.
Yeah.
It's automatic.
Yep.
So we have to.
yes.
No, yes. Yes. Okay. Number 11. I need a motion and a second, it's not a resolution, it's just to say that we agree with the grant from the county to utilize I thought we already passed this one time, I think we all did, thought we passed this, but it's back here because we couldn't find it. I thought we did too.
Wasn't that about 80?
I could assume we already passed this, but we can, just a motion and a second, but it's not a resolution.
No, I don't have it. It's a
No,
resolution.
it's not a resolution.
Yeah. Yeah, just discussion.
We've already had a resolution.
Yeah.
You've done some of the Sixth Street stuff already, right?
We don't have any right now. It's about the only one that I could even see that you would have the room to do it on is Holman. That's white now, without taking other people's property.
And Holden.
It's probably the town right away, but in their eyes it's theirs.
If you go to page 9, it lists out their recommendations.
It tells you the streets and the different ones that they would recommend. It's more or less just to discuss or even to look at, more or less. That's what they came up with.
Well, they call it a traffic calming bump out. I always refer to that as a speed bump.
And I can tell you what they've done down on Route 9 and down off from, oh my God, what's that, Colgan Avenue? Good luck in wintertime with the plows and with people not driving and ruining the bottom of their cars when snow's on the road. I've never seen anything like that, especially coming off the Northway. It's like they act like there's 1,000 people come off them roads all the time walking. I've probably seen 5 in 5 years. So, that's one thing we gotta always look at when they put something like that into papers and different crosswalks and different things. County, I don't know what the heck they're thinking, off the 87, 30, exit 37. Okay, so that's more or less just, not even discussion, just to have. We will move on to, motion, or just discussion, motion, this isn't a resolution either, Pam, this is something that they sent us to look at for the cannabis opt-out local laws.
They sent this to Diane, the opt-out laws, and then I think it was pretty much the same day. Most New York local governments open door to pot sales was in the newspaper, so I copied that also. But if we are going to do it, we have to do it by December 31st, right, Matt?
Yes. Local, yes, so local law before December 31st.
So therefore, we have to get a motion to do a public hearing for the local law tonight, so I can get it in the paper and then.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Okay, so recommend the motion, and I'll second, we will set up, a public hearing before
December 13th. and then I can
December
get it.
13th meeting.
Just for a note, I went to Colorado to my in-laws. And we stayed just on the outskirts of Colorado, next to one of these. And it was ridiculous, the number of people that are laying around in the yards, on the street, on the benches. I told my kids, I said, this is what we've got to look forward to if something like this happens in New York State. I said, we got up in the morning, there was one guy that was underneath the tree, that's where he slept down, underneath the tree in the front yard of the library.
We would do this at,
4:45, December 13th, before the meeting, 5 o'clock meeting. We have a public hearing, we have a meeting.
we have a meeting at 5 already.
Right, so.
So we do this at 4,
4:30.
do it at 4:30 to be on the safe side. December 13th at 4:30, because we already have a 5 o'clock meeting for a regular meeting.
Don't we have to have a law written up and everything already for that public hearing to go through?
Now we'll have a public hearing, we'll do it, and I file the local law like I did with that deal with, right?
I think we're gonna have the law for the public.
Yeah, you've got to have it
Public
in hand,
review.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
So should we,
okay.
so
I was thinking that we had to have the public hearing for the local law, and then I filed the local law, but I mean, reverse. My brain
Have it in hand.
Yeah.
is thinking all the other things that I'm trying to get done today, I'm sorry.
Seems funny to see that,
When are we gonna have the hearing?
well, we could have it on the, either December 3rd, well, this has got to be passed by the 31st, so there is not a lot of time. I mean, we have a meeting here, 13th, you think that's doable?
Have the law drafted for that?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we have to get the law drafted by our next meeting. Then we'll set up a public hearing before our 27th meeting and then pass it, right?
29th,
The 29th?
29.
Okay, 29th. And then it'll have to be passed, if we have a public hearing, then you pass on the 29th, which is before the 31st, it's due.
So we're meeting at,
So
on the 13th at 5 p.m. anyway.
5 p.m. or that's staying.
Okay.
This
oh,
is,
we just have to adopt it,
yes,
I'm sorry.
the law will be
Because
drawn
I-
up.
yeah, because I have it back. I don't have to have it in Albany and have it back.
No, it says it's
Right,
got to
we
be
have to have
adopted.
it adopted, but
It
it's
says got to be adopted. local law is gonna be adopted before
Right,
December
okay.
31st.
Like I said, I'm all in reverse tonight.
Okay, so, when I get the law drawn up by the 13th, then we will have a public hearing before the 29th meeting. That'll be then 5:30, that'll be at 5:45.
These are all missed.
Yeah, 5:45, we did that right.
Mhm.
Yeah, 5:45,
Okay, so who made the, so that is December 29th now,
the public hearing.
correct?
That's gonna have the local law.
So, I mean, is this something you want to discuss more about tonight and when we have the hearing? And I certainly understand the concept of being so far, but this is the dispensary is like the store next to Taco Bell in Plattsburgh, the other two. Like one, I've never seen anybody lying around that store, and I go by there 25 times a day. It's a humongous tax base for the town. It's extremely well regulated by the state, where you have to go in with prescriptions and those kind of things. That's what the dispensary is. I don't know exactly what they mean by on-site consumption sites. I'm not sure what that
Well,
means.
it's edibles.
It's one or the other. But I mean, you can have different kind of dispensaries too. So it's like saying people that buy alcohol then sit in the parking lot and get hammered and pass out in the parking lot. We don't see that either. So I didn't know if you want to have more discussion, or maybe you don't, I don't know. I think opting out of something like this that quickly, I mean, if it's me as a taxpayer, for a store like this that are so regulated and so regulated by the state that could increase the tax base by a ton, you may want to have a little bit further discussion tonight or down the road, whatever you want to do about what these are, what you like and don't like, just to have that discussion for the public's sake. That's my only concern for the board is something along those lines. We can certainly draft the law, get the process going, so if it's something you want to opt out of, we can have those mechanics going. I would just recommend a little bit more discussion probably. I take the points 100%, I get what you're saying. But look at what's in Plattsburgh, maybe talk to people there, see if there's been those kinds of problems. City police, talk to the mayor, what they like. And I know the city, I believe, is that we're trying to attract more to the city because of how well they're run, the tax increase, and the lack of problems. So I don't know, maybe just look at it a little bit. I will get everything drafted, so if you want to move forward with it, it's good to go. I just don't want the board to leave out of the town something that could be a potential good thing. Again, I'll look at what on-site,
See what that means.
yeah,
Yeah.
because when it says or, so you want one or the other.
Matt, the one that was out there was a complete store.
Okay.
They sold right over the counter,
Okay.
and they had edibles right there that candies, whatever you want.
And the law, because my brother was, the laws are significantly different if we want to have that forever. So I think you could, and that's what we need to know, is the dispensary just somewhere where someone can go fill their prescription. Where you walk in and say, I can only get X amount,
Right.
it's in pill form, and that's that. That may be something that you're okay with, whereas the other side of it you may not be. I would think just kind of know what the difference is, know what the possibilities are, and know what it could add to the, if it's something safe and good and effective, what it could add to the town for tax base. Because it's something that's going to be around for, I think, a long time and only grow. So I think just some more information about it and maybe a more fruitful discussion is a great idea. I think that's a good starting point tonight. And I'm happy to do a little bit more research to find out some more specifics about what the different options or availabilities are to be like to.
Sounds good.
Okay?
Yeah, because I think New York state laws may be different than Colorado.
Oh, absolutely.
Because
Well, that's where we're headed.
yeah,
They were the first ones to adopt.
yeah, but I think that New York state maybe would be a little more.
I think depending on what type of facility you're either approving or not, there's certainly more laws to regulate things right now. So, I mean, we can look. I mean, I don't think it's a situation where you're gonna have like stewards and have part of stewards where you can go in and get your edibles and gummies. I think that's different than I think what some of these stores. I know the one, really whatever it's called, right next to Taco Bell. First of all, the security in front of it is fantastic. You know, the way they run it is very, very good. I'm by there 100 times. I've never seen a hint of a problem. And being in city court as much as I am, I've never heard of a problem there either, where there's been break-ins or problems or violence or anything untoward at all. So maybe spots like that work great. It's worth, maybe you want us to get this without this much tax revenue, let's do it. And there's no guarantee you're gonna have it. The opt-out just means you have to register for it, you have to pass law saying no chance can these ever come into town. That's what the law basically is. Maybe you don't want to close that door yet. Just because you don't opt out also doesn't mean you ever have to accept it potentially.
But can you option which one you want?
That, I would think because it says and or you can,
Okay.
so that's what I want to look at. I think you can probably have one and not the other. You could have local law that says no to this but yes to this.
Okay.
So that's what I will try to figure out, because it'd be good to know if you have options, what they are.
Mhm.
Would we have the option down the road of changing local law and opting
Sure.
back?
Of course, yeah, absolutely. Down the road, you can always do a
Yep.
local law.
There's also the website on the bottom. Check out the Association of Towns Guide on Cannabis available on our website, or contact the office at the bottom, New York State, or NewYorkTowns.org.
I'll have to send you some samples too. What? I said I'll have to send you some samples.
Oh, look at her, cover her eyes like that.
Okay.
All right, I'll get some research together, I'll put it into, you know, for the board to look at.
Thank you.
But like, I don't have a concern one way or the other. I just want to make sure it's an informative decision where if somebody were asking you guys about it, we've had a good discussion on the record about it.
So, more discussion, there's gonna be more discussion because regardless of what we do, we will have
Well,
something
ready to go.
in hand at the next board meeting, which isn't a public hearing. At the next board meeting, we will set the public hearing for the
I
29th.
totally believe that a medical dispensary is totally different than what I saw out there.
I believe.
Probably,
Yeah,
yes.
100%.
That might be okay for our situation.
Yep.
But what I saw out there is not.
Yep, I think you're right.
I agree with you on that. I do though, and know that in medical, I was surprised that a couple of people and the doctor had written a prescription. And I said, what'd you do with it? They told me what they did, and I kind of scratched my head, but, I mean, it's a moneymaker for everybody. Huge moneymaker, so.
But the only good thing about that, and I know a couple of my friends that are on it, and it takes away from the stuff that they don't know what's in it.
Right.
And it goes through a place like Plattsburgh, and it helps people that do need it. You know, not probably every person needs it, but then again, you know, it takes it off the street.
Right.
And they go to a doctor, they go do a televisit with the doctor on the phone. One of my friends at work, at my other work, not this work, said it was like $100, $150 that he paid for that televisit. They went there, he got a card, and he can get the stuff, but at least they know what's in the stuff.
Yeah.
And I haven't heard of any problem down there. And like Rick was saying, it's probably a totally different thing in Colorado than what they have in Plattsburgh, because I mean, we go by Route 3, I go by 10 times, sometimes a day. I've never seen an issue out there ever, but it's totally different in Colorado, obviously. Yep. Okay, so we'll move along, but we have more discussion and more talk about it. Okay, number 13, this is a little shocker. We got a reduction, our first one in, I think, a number of years. I need a motion and a second to approve the speed limit reduction on Valley View Drive. Just motion and a second, and then
It's already been approved.
it's already been approved, so it's just
State.
We had to vote for it to go to the state, right?
yes.
I just put it in there so everybody would know.
But that was reduced. It is a residential, like my neighborhood over in Washington Street or like Wynebrook. They did actually reduce it.
That was 55 down?
55 down to 25.
Yeah.
How anybody get called 55?
There's probably 12 houses in there.
Yeah.
It's probably 12 houses.
It's just that loop, right?
Yeah, and we did Signature at the same time, and they approved that one, and we
They
ever
did
heard anything
approve
of Signature.
Signature, yeah.
Who's gonna get the sign for that?
They approve Signature too?
No, we haven't heard of Signature, they were set in at the same time,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
well, that's the state.
It's weird.
That's great.
You get 20 denials and then you get some weird one like this.
That one I figure we would get, because it's just a horseshoe,
Yeah.
It's very hard to get going that.
but you're not gonna get a trooper out there shooting radar for 12 hours.
I
I
can't
hate to
believe
say
somebody's.
you don't
If you try to do 55 up there, the troopers are gonna be there anyway.
Yeah, I can't believe somebody's in there doing 50.
Because they're gonna be wrapped around the tree.
And there's no one, and I hate to say it, no one goes through there unless you live there. I mean, you just don't go in there. It makes no sense. That's off, if you go River Road, then you take you take a quarter right and then another right.
Link to a football field, maybe a little bit longer, that's it.
Okay, so that one got approved for Valley View Drive. 14, Courtney.
Sewer project, not really much to update, things have quieted down, other than they paved the end of Maiden Lane with the top coat. Other than that, they've just been working on the lift stations, trying to get them up and running, still waiting on generators, so until they get those, which now they're saying they might ship sometime in December, so that actually got bumped again. Other than that, it's been pretty quiet, just focusing on those 2 areas.
Questions for him? Good?
No,
Good. Thank you, Courtney. Okay, down to number 15, other business. Rick?
good.
Jim?
Only quick question, you probably got it on the tree lighting, you got that on your list for tonight?
You can bring it up now.
No, okay, well, we were just talking to Courtney about it up, that we got to set a date, December 3rd, was that good?
Yep.
And then, we had talked to different people, and you want to talk about that too while we're at it?
Yeah, I mentioned two
Yeah.
we thought.
Go ahead, I'll let you get them, oh, that's undone, grab it.
No, you bring it.
Go ahead.
You can.
So, well, actually, Courtney had talked about it, and I think it was a super idea, is we had talked about Bob Rulfs.
Yep.
I mean, who is a finer man, and I think it would be really an honor to him to have Bob do it, so I wasn't sure if you were going to do it, so I asked him just to write it on there, but that's my only thing is, you're going to coordinate the lighting and everything, right?
And what day? The 3rd?
December
December
3rd will be the tree lighting.
What time?
What time? Normally,
Normally we have the fire trucks come across at 6:30, Courtney. Is that, I mean, that's what we normally did before
6:30 or
COVID.
7? None of the 7.
7 is a tree lighting, but we have the fire department come over at 4:12 or something.
No, usually the tree lighting's first.
Okay. Okay,
And
so
then, and then they do the singing, and then they bring Santa.
I think that Santa's coming this year.
yeah, we're trying to figure out that with the COVID
Oh.
guidelines and different stuff, and Judy's been trying to help us with the different stuff with that right now. And we're not getting a lot of response of a lot of people wanting to gather, but then run on the holidays. So, I mean, even if we did someone as late as we did last year, I mean, not as late because more people will come out, I'm sure. It just, we might not have anything to do in the church or anything like that. It might be all outside, which I would recommend anyways. So,
I would say outside.
I would say if we could.
Play it safe.
Play it safe, yeah. I'd play it safe as much as we can because as we know, numbers keep going up and, I mean,
So then it's just going to be the tree lighting.
I'd say the tree lighting and then anyone that wants to gather, you know, the kids and stuff outside, you know, and stuff like that. I mean, we could have some music, I mean, it's outside, the better outside, you know, I would say, and then have the fire trucks come across, even if they just do a drive-by, you know. And if we can get Santa, great, we will do that and just have some.
So setting that all up, I just do the decorating and make sure it all works on the day up.
Judy will talk to Bob, and we have figured out
So
the
I'll let
fire department.
the fire chief asked me, so I'll send him a message tonight, just give him a heads up that it's gonna be the 3rd.
December 3rd.
You might get lucky and get old Bob dressed up as Santa Claus and kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Yeah, there you go.
Are we gonna stay with 7 or go earlier?
No, go with 7.
So,
Go with 7. 7.
Great.
I say go with 7. Because a lot of people, you know, they get done work at 5:30, trying to rush home. And if, you know, I don't see us having tons and tons of people because, you know, people are still being cautious as much. But, and then,
has anybody talked to Bob?
we haven't yet. That's what we're going to discuss tonight. I will reach out to Amanda and make sure that it's something that, you know, they're comfortable doing. Okay. Okay.
Thanks.
Anything else, Jim?
Good, thanks.
Hey,
No, I'm good, thank you.
Matt.
Good to go.
No, just noticed today, we never did get this colored out here on this tarmac. I don't know, that fell
It's
through.
backward.
It's back.
Yeah, I remember they couldn't get the materials, they sent a letter.
Yeah.
So it won't be till next year.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
It's probably on one of those ships that are out waiting to come into
Who
port.
knows? Believe me, that's just one of millions of things. Mike?
You had me looking for a pickup, that's like trying to find the needle in the haystack. So I ended up, Pam got me set up with your office, I did a OGS mini bid, I'm not sure what time frame. Hopefully by next meeting, we'll have the results, but I don't know if they can even get it, it's tough. In the meantime, we did get $17,400 and I have a few cents back from the shared services for the hot box, so if you decide at that time you want me to pursue it and order one, then we will, or if maybe they find one on a lot, I don't know. I thought first choice was off a lot or build a spec. We're looking at least 90 days, which I'm not in a hurry anyway, so. But that's where we're at with that, so. That's all I got.
Where are we at, Mike, with the sidewalk plow?
The sidewalk, actually, I'm glad you brought that up. The city, just delivered us a trackless. They fixed it up, put the brakes on it. The only thing we gotta do is put a rider on it. I gotta get the information for Pam tomorrow. No charge, use it. It comes with the blower, plow, and a broom. So, it's no charge. We can use it, see if we like it, or if we don't like it. If we don't like it, we can send it back, or we can negotiate to buy it if we do like it, or go a whole different direction. So, no cost down for other than a little bit of insurance for a rider on it. So,
And the city's
there. The gearbox is gone again in that, the small one. So I'm not putting any more money in it. It's just, it's at that point.
This one's a lot more heavy duty.
Yeah, that's what it's made for. It's big. That's the only thing. But
Yeah.
they'll have a little more swath of sidewalk, but it won't slow down when it hits snow.
And the city did that one?
Well, yes, the city's got they bought a new one, they got another one, I believe it came in. They run, of course, they got a lot of sidewalks. They got 3 of them, I believe.
No kidding, that's nice.
I've seen that baby work, that really blows some snow.
Yep.
It's nice of them to do that.
Yeah, well, could wait till March, make up your mind, and get a free year's use of it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Anything else?
No.
Courtney?
I'm good.
Lloyd? Pam?
No.
Okay, that's the only thing I had was that, to make sure we discussed that, and, you know, thank everyone for the Thanksgiving stuff that we've been able to do, and all the gifts and all the different stuff we're gonna be able to do at Christmas time. We had one store today buy $500 worth of apple pies for people that have meals, 60 meals, apple pies, and that was a local store on Irish Center. Okies? Yeah, they bought $500 worth of the apple pies. They called me up Friday, said they'd be ready today. Ron, Diane's husband, wanted to pick them up for me at the store, and he bought $500 worth of pies for 60 families. So that was really nice. And that goes out to all the other businesses and different things that have done a lot this year so far, and everyone else. And it's only beginning. So there's that. Public comments on agenda items only. Anyone? Good? Good. Okay, I'm gonna make, need a motion and a second to pay the bills.
Make it.
Jim Douglas?
Also,
Second. No? Resolution, Diane.
A resolution authorizing the post audit payment of certain claims billed with invoices of the town. Where the town board has reviewed and audited the following claims billed with invoices for services rendered and goods provided to the town in November 2021. The town approved vouchers of April 2021, 20201315 through and including 2023101382. Abstract dated 11/19/2021 for the dollar amount of $518,348. $64 of that $15,747.48 is wired. Credit cards and prepaid and $502,601.16 is remaining repaid. And whereas the town board finds said claims both invoices to be acceptable in form and reasonable amount, now therefore be it resolved that payment of the incremental claims, bills, and invoices is approved and the supervisor be hereby is authorized to make such payment. And be it further resolved that this resolution shall take effect immediately. Mr. Douglas?
Yes.
Mr. Douglas?
Yes.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes. Okay. I need a motion to adjourn to executive session for possible litigation.
Want to
Rick? Second by Mel. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So we're gonna go in, hopefully it won't be long, Okay, I'm gonna give John that number, of that 300 and something thousand.
Thank you.
Mike, we need you.
Just a reminder.